Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So we will continue with this discussion on United Nations. This video is going to be helpful for students who are preparing for NTA, NET and JRF, and also you may find it relevant if you are studying United Nations and its organs for any other exams or for any other purpose. So in first part of the video, we discussed the history of United Nations, how United Nations was established basically, right? So there were these 6 steps in which we divided the history part and we discussed it. We discussed regarding Nobel Peace Prize, which was awarded to United Nations, as well as Kofi Annan in 2001, as well as we saw regarding member countries, how many countries in the world are parties of United Nations, are members of United Nations. So it is 193 out of 195 total number of countries in the world. There are these 2 countries who are non-member observer states of United Nations. After that, we discussed 6 questions relating to that part. So today we will continue with some other provisions from the United Nations Charter. So that part was the initial brief history of United Nations. Now we are going with the charter. We are starting with the charter. But before that, I would request you to download the United Nations Charter. So it is available online. You can simply look for Charter of United Nations PDF and you can download it, because from the parent, you can read the articles, you can read the provisions. We even get hard copies of this Direct. It's available online as well. I would put a link for the Direct of United Nations Charter, like the hard copy. So you can check out that link also, or you may simply download the PDF, whichever you find to be convenient for you, you can do that. Now, the first article which we have is regarding the purpose or purposes of United Nations. Why United Nations was established. It is mentioned under Article 1, that is first article of the Charter, that mentions regarding the purpose of establishment of United Nations. It is basically, there are 4 different purposes or 4 different reasons why United Nations was established. If you read from the Direct, right, it's a little bit complicated or in a lengthy way the provision is being mentioned, but I have tried to simplify it, because if you are preparing for NET, there is going to be objective type questions where you just need to understand the concept. Like this third point or the fourth point, maybe in a lengthy way with a lot of explanations and all, it is explained, but we need not know that much. It is sufficient if we know the 4 main purposes, right? Because there may be a question asking if this is a purpose of United Nations or not, like primary purpose for establishment of United Nations or not. So if we know these 4 purposes, that should be enough for us. What are these? Whatever is in bold, right? That much only you can remember. International peace and security to try to maintain, develop friendly relations among nations, achieve international cooperation among states for solving international problems. It may be relating to economic, social, cultural, or humanitarian character. Fourth one is to be a center for harmonizing actions of nations to achieve all of these goals. So there are 4 different purposes: international peace and security, develop friendly relations, bring international cooperation, and be a center for harmonizing actions of nations. It's very simple. These 4 points should be enough. A lot of times I have seen questions being asked from this article. So it's a very important article. That is the first article of United Nations Charter that mentions regarding the 4 main purposes for establishment of United Nations. All right. Now, next thing, we are not going to study each and every article. Whatever is relevant from wherever questions are being repeatedly asked, we are going to discuss those provisions. Now, next one is Article 3, which is relating to original members or founding members of the United Nations. The United Nations officially came into existence on 24th of October 1945 after ratification of United Nations Charter by 5 permanent members of United Nations Security Council and a majority of other signatories. In yesterday's class, we were discussing there are 51 total countries who ratified the convention, right? 50 countries who put their signatures during the conference only towards the end of the conference. And there was one country who could not send their representative to attend the conference. That country also signed it at a later stage. Like total of 51 countries originally signed it, right? Including 5 of permanent members of Security Council. So all these 51 countries are considered as original members or founding members of United Nations. That means those were the first countries to have ratified the charter, to have put forward their signature. So a total of 51 original members or founding members joined that year in the year of 1945. 50 of them signed the charter at the United Nations Conference on International Organization in San Francisco on 26th of June 1945. Like we discussed yesterday, there were 50 countries who could make it to the conference and they put their signature at the time of conference only. But there was one country, which is Poland, which was not represented at the conference. They could not send their representative to attend the conference. As a result, they put their signature at a later stage. Same year only, but on 15th of October. After a few months, they signed the charter. So Article 3 is mentioning regarding original members or the founding members of United Nations. Poland, even though they could not make it to the conference, even then it is considered as a founding member or original member. So total we have 51 original members or founding members of United Nations. 50 of them have given their signature at the time of conference and Poland gave it at a later stage. All right, so this part again becomes very important. Next one is Article 7, which is from Chapter 2 of the Charter, that talks about main organs of the United Nations. Because the topic itself is United Nations and its organs, we are going to discuss these organs one by one in detail. But today I am just going to discuss briefly about how these organs are different from one another. Right? Why do we need different organs inside one, inside one organization only? Why do we have different organs? Right? We are going to discuss that. First organ is General Assembly, which is the policy making body. Second is Security Council, that looks after maintenance of international peace and security. Inside these also, right, there are different functions, different responsibilities that are mentioned in detail in the charter. We will discuss those in detail when we are discussing one by one all these different organs. But today, this is the main purpose what it does, right? Policy making. It is mainly concerned with policy making. It is mainly concerned with maintenance of international peace and security. Next is Economic and Social Council, which is a principal body for coordination, policy review, policy dialogue, and recommendations on economic, social, and environmental issues, as well as implementation of internationally agreed development goals. So this is the third organ which we have. Next one is the Trusteeship Council, provide international supervision of 11 trust territories that had been placed under administration of 7 member states, and ensure that adequate steps are taken to prepare the territories for self-government and independence. This is with regard to Trusteeship Council. Then the famous one, we have heard of it many times in our graduation time as well, right? International Court of Justice, which is the principal judicial organ of United Nations. Its seat is at the Peace Palace in The Hague, Netherlands. It is the only one of 6 principal organs of United Nations not located in New York, United States of America. So there is a very common question which is being asked, where is ICJ located? Right, so you need to know that. How many organs are there? There are 6 organs, as it's mentioned here, right? There are 6 different organs, principal organs of United Nations, which you need to know. Last one is secretariat. Okay, so, and the last one is secretariat. All right, so these are the 6 primary organs of United Nations which we have, and all these 6 organs were established in the year 1945 only, when United Nations was founded. All right, I have made this table as well so that it becomes very clear and easy for you to remember how these different organs, right, how these 6 organs differ from one another. General Assembly, policy making; Security Council, maintenance of international peace and security; Economic and Social Council, coordination, policy review, policy dialogue, recommendations on economic, social, and environmental issues; Trusteeship Council, international supervision for 11 trust territories; ICJ is the principal judicial organ; UN Secretariat carry out day-to-day functions of the United Nations. All right, so these are the 6 different organs, and these are their primary function. Inside each of them, there may be different things like how ICJ will function, what is its composition, where is it located. There are plenty of questions which may be asked. All right, like there can be a question which is the first case decided by International Court of Justice. This, in fact, was a question in our PhD entrance exam, that which was the first case, like the area where was it related, right? So there can be a question like that as well. So all these organs we are going to study in detail in the coming classes, but today you can just remember how they differ from one another. All right, next important thing which we have is regarding the official languages of United Nations. So there are these 5 official languages which we have. A lot of times questions are being asked regarding which one of these is an official language, which is not. Like around this part, questions are being asked. It's being asked in many exams. So you can remember English, French, Russian, Spanish, and Chinese. These are the 5 official languages of United Nations. But if you read the Charter of United Nations, like I told you, you can either download it or you can buy a hard copy of Charter of United Nations and you can keep that handy. You can refer that. If you refer the Charter of United Nations, you will see that there is no express provision. No article is specifically mentioning that these are the official languages of United Nations or something like that. But this charter was enacted in 5 different languages: Chinese, French, Russian, English, and Spanish. And under Article 111, which is the last article of the charter, it mentions that these 5 texts will have equally authoritative value, right? These 5 different texts are equally authoritative. That is why many a times, based on this particular article, there are questions being asked regarding official languages of United Nations. But if you read the charter, it do not mention these are official languages, but the charter was enacted in these 5 different languages, and it is mentioned inside the charter only that they will be equally authoritative. All right, so that much for today's class. Now we are going to see some of the questions, probable questions from whatever we discussed today. First is, how many countries signed the charter at the San Francisco Conference in 1945? Whatever number you think is the correct one, whatever option you think is the correct one, you can leave that in the comment section below. How many countries signed the charter at the San Francisco Conference? That means at the conference, while attending the conference, how many countries signed? It is 50. Right, 50 countries signed at the conference. Why? Because Poland could not make it to the conference. They gave their signature same year only, but after a few months. So it will be 50. Name the country which did not sign the charter at San Francisco, but is still considered an original member. Like we saw, right? Original members or founding members of United Nations organization. Which of these countries is considered as an original member, even though it could not make it to the conference? So answer is option C, Poland, right? They could not make it, but still they gave their signature that same year only. Which of the following is not an official language of United Nations? Chinese, Portuguese, French, and Spanish. So which one is the correct option? It is Portuguese, right? It is not an official language of United Nations. For these kind of questions, you should be very careful with this word. Is it not, or is an official language? Because you may just read the first option, oh, Chinese. Chinese is an official language. You may select it, but no, they are asking about which is not an official language. Right, and you should always read all the 4 different options. Even though you feel that first one is correct, you should always check all the 4 different options which are being given. All right, then you would be able to know, oh, okay, fine, they are asking about which is not an official language. All right, so it would be option B. One of the following is an official language of United Nations organization. Which one is it? Hindi, German, French, and none. So German is not there in the list. That means it will be the third option. French is an official language of United Nations organization. All right. So with this, we are going to end today's class. So every single day, right, we are going to discuss these topics with regard to the topics that are there in syllabus of NET. So we are going to discuss all these different organs as well, one by one in detail, along with questions, probable questions which may be asked. All right. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you get notified regarding all these videos. And also, if you have any suggestions, any feedback, or anything you want to share, that you can leave in the comment section below. Also, you can let me know if you are preparing for NET JRF, and if you are finding these videos helpful or not. Those things also you can share. That will really motivate me to be creating more videos like this. All right, so we'll continue with General Assembly and all the other organs in the next classes. We are going to end here. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.